at the time, my mom probably liked both of me and Malcolm. It was only two of us.
Right.
So I had this habit of I would run water in the tub, and then I would lay on my back until the water was up to here in my ears, and then I would go to sleep. So my mom said, if you do that again, I'm gonna beat all the out for you. So
right.
I would run the water, and I would lay down in the water, but I wouldn't plan on falling asleep.
Right.
But you got all the warm water.
Oh yeah, it's so soothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big business now.
Correct. So I fell asleep, and all of a sudden, I woke up, and this belt was hitting me out, waking me up, and my mom gave me a little grazing hit on my Wally Wally. So I said, ah! And then when I saw the look on her face that she had hit her son on his Wally Wally, I just went stiff. Ah!
You sold it.
Oh, yeah. So now I'm saying I gotta play this one out because she's got this look on her face. And she's running in to get salve and everything to rub my little Wally Wally down. So I'm playing it for all this work. My arms are stiff, my legs are stiff. Grab me on my thing. Oh, she gets me out of the tub and she's putting oil on it and grease on it and everything. And she said, I told you not to go to that water, fall asleep in that water because you could drown. Well, there wasn't enough water in that tub to drown.
Right.
Even though I was like only 4 or 5, whatever. So I said, I got off with that one. Right. So I only got a few licks. So I said, so then I'm on my way to kindergarten. And my mom said, I want you to learn how to spell that middle name before school starts, or I'm going to get the belt.
Your dad's middle name?
Elvin.
Yeah.
But no, it's my dad's first name.
Yeah.
It's my middle name.
Yeah.
Elvin. So all summer she would ask me and I couldn't get it. So about a week before school starts, she had said, no, spell that middle name, and I couldn't get it. So she heads in the room to get the belt. And God comes down and talks to me and he said, Daryl,
you better get it.
You better, let me give you these words.
Elvin.
Elvin. And he even told me how to spell it backwards, right? So by the time Mom walks back with the belt, I'm spelling it frontwards and backwards because God was smiling down on me.
Yeah, because he knew you were going to be the favorite.
Correct. So she said, I knew you was going to learn it. I'm thinking, yeah, And so I said, okay, I actually have a skill in keeping away from the belt. So when I would do something bad and my mom was going to give me the belt, I would just start crying. Like, Mom, how can I disappoint you so? And so
you're like this evil mad genius.
So I would never get in these whippings because I would cry first because I disappointed you.
That is brilliant.
I couldn't even hardly live because I disappointed you. That my heart is broken from having disappointed you so much that you don't even have to hit me with anything because the pain of me disappointing you is greater than the belt. Yeah, than the belt. So my mom would always remind me when I would talk about her belt habit that you can't talk because you didn't get any belts. No, because I had psyched you out. So anyway, as when the brothers and I would get together, we would always tell the belt story. So I have another brother, my Dr. Pat.
Yep.
4 years younger.
Right.
He was having trouble with his lowercase D and B. So Mom had the strap and she would hit him with it. I told you that was D, or I told you that was B. And he would sit there and cry. And when Pat's like 4, I'm only 8. So there's no reason for me to interfere as an 8-year-old because both of us would get something.
Right.
And I already had figured it out. This ain't my fight.
And it's not your thing to get hit with a belt.
Right.
It's not my fight.
Right. This is not my fight. So I'm not going to interfere.
Right.
So, I have like 19 years worth of brothers.
Yes.
So in my sophomore or junior year or whatever, I'm playing middle linebacker for the Bearcats.
Cincinnati Bearcats.
Yeah, so I come in the house, and the campus was only about 10 minutes from my house. So I come in the house one day, and my youngest brother is there, and he's saying A, B, C, D, F, G, H. And my mom hit him with the strap. I told you that was J. And I looked at her, I said, Mom, that's not any way to teach kids how to learn. she said, well, it taught you guys, didn't it? And I said, no, it didn't. She said, well, you better get out of here before I give you one.
Starting middle linebacker for this Bearcat.
Right.
And she's threatening you. And she was all, what, 5 feet?
Yeah, she was like 5 feet tall. And here she is telling me to get out before she gives me one. You know, if you were going to give me one, you should have done it when I was little. Because you damn sure ain't going to give me one.
As a sophomore.
Like if I went back to practice and I had a whiplash on me,
the
tackles would run all over the top of me, right? So I can't afford to have no whiplashes on my skin.
Right.
So I said, Mom, give me one. So she got ready to hit me with the strap and I took it. So then she took her shoe off and I took her shoe. So then I put her arms around her neck like this, and I picked her up and carried her up and put her in her bed and rolled her in her bedclothes. So then, and I run over and I close the door. She's as mad as she can be. She said, wait till I get out of here. I'm going to kill you. Wait till I get out of here. And I'm standing on the other door, holding the door closed with one hand. And I'm laughing, thinking, how silly do you look? You're going to get somebody you can't even get out of your bed together.
I took your shoe.
I rolled you up in your bedclothes. I took the strap. I took your shoes.
Oh, man.
So eventually she must have realized how silly she looked.
Right.
So I can hear her giggling on the other side of the door. So she told me, when I opened the door, she told me how mad she was at me and how silly I was.
Man.
So when the brothers would get together, that would be one of the stories we would tell.
Oh, yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be.
So for years, I told the story. At first, I would tell the story about when she glazed my Wally Wally.
Right.
That was bad enough. Because when she would say, well, you didn't even hardly get any whippings, Daryl, so you should shut up. I would say, yeah, look what you did when I was 5 years old. You straightened me out.
I was never, you're on eggshells.
I said I was never going to do anything bad, because anybody that would do that to their 4-year-old child, you straightened me out right away.
Yeah.
So one day we were riding in the car alone. She said, Daryl, she said, please don't tell anybody else I did that, because I'm so embarrassed. And she said, but that was what we was taught, to get the belt out back then.
Yeah.
And I said, well, okay, I won't tell anybody else. She said, promise me. I said, Mom, I said I'm not going to tell anybody else. Well, it's such a traumatic story that I never stopped telling it.
It's like PTSD.
Yeah, you know, because it comes up and you get it out.
And it's actually good to get it out. You don't want to hold that stuff in.
That's correct. So we were going to this wedding, one of those mobile oil weddings. People had on tuxedos. So I went out and I bought my mom some new shoes and new dress. So
hooked it up.
Yeah. So we're at the reception, and I'm introducing her to some of my friends. And I said, to this guy Dave, I said, this is my mother, Miss Allen. And he looked at her and said, ooh, I heard about you, and did like this. And my mom gave me that look.
How could you?
Yeah.
How could you betray me like that?
Yeah. So then when we got home, she said, Daryl, you promised me you weren't going to tell anybody.